want to show you a picture. This is Vice President Kamala Harris at the swearing-in ceremony for Democratic Senator LaFonza Butler last year. Only 3 black women have served as senators throughout American history. And in this one image, there are 2. It's a reminder that for every first, there can be seconds, and there can be thirds, and hopefully way more than that. It's a reminder that, yes, progress is possible. And those are good things to keep in mind as this presidential campaign unfolds. And joining me now is Democratic Senator LaFonza Butler of California. Senator, it's great to see you. And I'm so thrilled to talk to you for so many reasons. I always enjoy talking to you, but also because you know the vice president well. You have a long friendship. People are just getting to know her. I mean, this has been quite a week. We've been talking about it on the show. And I just want to start by asking you, how has it been for you?
Jen, thank you so much for having me. First of all, it's always great to talk with you. And look, this has been elation for me, for my family. My daughter's about to turn 10. She's known Vice President Harris her entire life. And, you know, as I was talking with her last Sunday about what was happening and President Biden's incredible leadership in this moment, the first thing she said to me was, "Can you ask Miss Kamala if I could be her vice president?" And you know,
I love that.
That's what we want. That's what we want for our children, right? We want a leader that our children can aspire to, who's honest and pursues justice and is open to everyone. And so it has been a moment of great pride for me. I'm really ecstatic for my friend, and I'm happy for the country. We have the opportunity to do something great, and it is right in front of us, but we've got a lot of work to do.
You have been reminding people that elation is great. It is great. I think so many people have been feeling that. Also, that this is not her first rodeo with the vice president's, and she's definitely not new. Unfortunately, the kind of gross, sexist, racist attacks that are being launched against her and will be continue to be launched. It also feels to me sometimes like part of the goal of this is to make people feel like it's not possible, which is why I want to keep talking about this. What do you say to people who say that to you, or to you hear saying that out there?
Yeah, you know, look, it is not the vice president's first rodeo. And the truth of the matter is it's not the first time that she's been bullied. It's not the first time that she's been called names. And every occasion that she's had to lead on behalf of the American people or the people of California, she has leaned right into it. And so in her words to those who were name calling already, who are making dismissive, sexist, racist statements, bring it on. The people of this country are tired of mediocrity being their only option. And we have in this moment the opportunity to do something great, to show women and girls, young men, the next level of excellence for this country. And what I say to them is bring it, because we are not new to this. We're true to this.
Not new to this, true to this. I wanted to ask you, just because I can't get over his comments about women, and there's so many we haven't even talked about J.D. Vance. And you mentioned your daughter. I have a daughter who's a little bit younger than your daughter, as you know. When you hear the way he talks about women and the way he talks about families, he clearly just doesn't understand the diversity of families in this country and how that's a beautiful thing. But what is your reaction to all of that?
Look, I think J.D. Vance has got to speak to his comments himself. I find his comments derogatory and dismissive. I find his comments to be representative of, frankly, the extreme right wing of his party, exclusionary, and not finding yet another category of people who simply don't belong in the American electorate and in the fabric of our country. And so if they're going to continue to tell groups that they don't belong, women who don't have children, LGBTQ plus communities, that they don't belong, that electorate is going to get smaller and smaller. And what we've got to be able to do is throw the doors of this democracy wide open and create a space for everyone. And I believe that Vice President Harris embodies that kind of vision for the country.
Before you were a senator, you've done a lot of things in your career, I think it's safe to say, but you also read Emily's List. And we know back in 2016, part of Hillary Clinton's loss was attributed to her lack of support among women, I mean, white women specifically. We're seeing these massive organizing calls out there. White women, there's like a White Dudes for Harris, literally that's the name of it, one I think is happening tomorrow. But what do you want to see out there to be encouraged that what happened in 2016 won't happen again?
You know, Jen, it's a great question. I have had a circuitous career working for the men and women of labor, being supportive of the vice president, having the privilege of leading the oldest, most renowned organization for pro-choice women in politics at Emily's List. And, you know, what I look forward to is the telling of the story of California that truly does encompass the totality of America. You know, in order to be a successful elected official and public servant in California, you've got to be able to bring people together. It is a diverse state that is not just Los Angeles and San Francisco. It is 58 counties. It is beaches, it is mountains, it is urban, it is rural, and everything in between. And what California has taught Vice President Harris is everybody has to have a seat at the table for it to be meaningful, for us to truly be a part of this representative democracy and, again, take the nation to its next level of excellence. And so I am excited about the opportunity for the vice president to put those full skills on display for women who are uniting and answering the call, uniting for the vice president. Black women, Latina women, API women. I was on the LGBTQ plus community call, black men, white dudes. It's incredible the kind of coalition that is coming together to reject the vision of hate that is being put forth, to reject the vision of division, and coming forward to bring a new story, a true story to what this campaign is and what the future of our country can be.
Senator LaFonza Butler, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.